Most people think they're tired because of stress, but one of the real reasons may be sitting in your fridge. And one of these drinks can wreck your hormones in under an hour. Dr. Taj, so many people today feel exhausted, foggy, and frustrated with their bodies. And yet, almost nobody looks at what's happening with their glass. Why are drinks such a big deal when it comes to energy and overall health?
Well, it's because your body absorbs the liquid calories, the chemicals, stimulants, almost instantaneously, just like that. And the wrong drink can spike the insulin, they disrupt hormones, it gets inflamed, drain mitochondria energy in just minutes. And over time, this becomes a major driver for fatigue. Not only fatigue, but weight gain, especially for people over 35 years old.
And today we're going through your list, the top 5 drinks doctors want people to stop drinking immediately.
The smart ones, at least.
Let's jump into it.
Yes.
Before we get started, why are so many people feeling drained, even though they're drinking things marketed as energy, electrolytes, or healthy?
Yeah, a lot of times people hit that zombie mode, that 2 p.m. crash. They resort to drinks engineered to hijack that dopamine rush, to spike your blood sugar to feel that rush, where it pushes your adrenals into overdrive. It really exhausts your mitochondria. If you're a busy parent or professional, juggling in real life, you don't have the margin for energy links. And these drinks, they really drain you by sip.
All right. So, number 5, would you agree with me? It's fruit juice.
Number 5 is fruit juice.
The kind everybody buys for their kids that's labeled 100% juice. Why is this a problem?
Yeah, it sounds healthy. I'm going to drink an apple juice or fruit juice, but because the fiber is stripped out, it leaves all the sugar and it hits the bloodstream even faster than soda. People think it's healthy, but it's not, because that fiber missing, that blood sugar spikes so high, insulin just goes up just like any other sugary drink.
So they basically contain engineered flavor, but it's not real fruit.
The apple is not real apple juice. It has excess fructose and sugar, and it overloads your liver, and you can start getting early fatty liver changes.
Oh no. It's inevitable that you'll have an energy crash.
Oh yeah, and then you have the cravings that you need something more, and the midday crashes. It just goes all the way downhill really quickly.
Oh no. Okay, so fruit juice is already worse than most people realize. But sweet tea,
Southern
people
sweet tea.
have
Yeah.
no idea.
I didn't know what sweet tea was until I came down to the South.
Same here. All right, so let's talk sweet tea. It's a cultural staple, especially if you're in the South, right? It's a comfort drink, but you say it's actually one of the most deceptive drinks. And if so, why?
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about iced tea, this is herbal and everything else.
You think
but
it's healthy?
here it's sugar, and you put water to the sugar. It can have more sugar than 2 cans of Coke.
I have never had sweet tea.
Oh, it can give you a headache if you're not used to it. And the massive sugar load, talking about a blood sugar roller coaster. Oh my gosh, you're getting it boosted and then comes down so quick.
So it's caffeine plus sugar, which leads to adrenal stress,
Yep.
insulin spikes.
Oh yeah, adrenals are overloaded. And then when you start thinking about all of that combined, it can produce inflammation, which is joint discomfort. Your brain starts to become dependent on it because you need so much sugar. And when you don't have it, you start getting the headaches.
And I know so many people that get headaches often. So it progressively worsens fatigue because your body can't really access stored energy.
100%.
And yet people think sports drinks are better because, can't have a sweet tea, but we can have sports drinks. They're basically the same story with a different marketing.
Same sugary stuff, different bottle, different name, but it's just not as good.
Okay, let's hit number 3, right? Sports drinks.
Yes.
You guys know what they are, like the Gatorades, the Powerades, the electrolytes, superheroes. Why do these make our list?
Well, because these were created really for elite athletes, burning thousands of calories, and not for everyday people sitting at desk. The formula has changed from when I was a little kid to where you had the salts to now it's all just crap in it,
Yes.
full of dyes. Thankfully, dyes are becoming more on the front of what they can do. And when you irritate the gut, here comes more inflammation.
And often they contain high fructose corn syrup, which leads to weight gain, which leads to liver stress.
Yeah, exactly. So it's supposed to be electrolytes. You get nothing but sugar there. It's ridiculous. And so the electrolytes are really overshadowed by this massive sugar load. And when that sugar is absorbed, you think you're getting hydrated, but it actually makes you more dehydrated.
Right. Some contain BVO, brominated vegetable oil. What
Yep.
is that doing in a sports drink? It's
It's
a
crazy.
hormone disruption.
It's 100%. The best way to hydrate, man, is not with this.
No.
It's stealing your energy 100%.
Okay. So juice is bad. Sweet tea is worse. Sports drinks are sneaky. But soda is a different beast, right?
Good old soda, I'm telling you. Yeah. The American drink. Oh my God.
Soda, especially things like Mountain Dew. What makes this so dangerous?
The thing about Mountain Dew, it's a bright fluorescent green chemical cocktail.
What drink in nature you've seen like that?
Oh, it's just so bad. We talk about G bomb, but this is a huge sugar bomb. When you get a huge sugar bomb, I mean, you just get spiked so bad and so quick. That's when the fatigue happens, and it's chronically fatigue. And you have insulin resistance, and you have the acid that dies, and it's more gut irritation and disruption and mineral depletion.
Yeah, it's a strong link to visceral fat accumulation, right? Especially around the waist.
Extra sugar converts to fat, and that fat leads to more chronic diseases. The artificial flavors, the sugar, the caffeine. Talk about dopamine spikes and then the crash.
Oof,
It's a recipe for disaster, and they're highly addictive by design.
that's sad.
You got to understand what you're drinking.
So that brings us to the worst one.
Yeah.
The one that people try to fix their fatigue with. They're thinking it's healthy, but it's actually the biggest cause of it.
Yeah, it is.
Should we get a drum roll? All right. So, number one, the worst drink on your list is energy drinks, such as your Monsters, the Celsius, all of them, right? Why are these the most destructive?
They're definitely not energy drink. They don't give you energy. I mean, at a cellular level, they still it. So it's horrible because then you start talking about the extreme caffeine and what that does to the adrenal glands, which overloads them, which makes them shrink over time if you take this nonstop. And you talk about how the cortisol spikes will start happening. So you got hormone disruption completely. The synthetic stimulants, your anxiety, heart palpitations, just sleep.
Oh, no. And then people thinking it's just part of aging, right? Which leads to gut disruption and even more cravings, so you eat more.
Basically, you get overloaded with the B vitamins, and that creates a fake rush. Yeah, it's not good. Long-term use destroys your energy production in cells, your mitochondria, and you have complete hormone imbalances. It's definitely not safe, and it doesn't create energy. It makes you sick in the long run.
So the drink people reach for when they're exhausted is the drink that guarantees they'll stay exhausted. And have your kids drinking that.
They drink it like water.
Yes.
They really do.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Don't be that parent.
Don't drink the energy drinks.
And here's the truth. Removing these drinks is a great start, right? But your body can't produce energy naturally. You'll stay stuck.
You're right. And that's why we created the Crush Fatigue 5-Day Challenge. It helps your body rebuild its energy naturally. So you're not just relying on the chemicals and the stimulants just to function.
If you're tired of waking up tired, this is your starting point. Let's paint the picture. When people cut these drinks and reset their system, what changes?
They wake up without dragging, cravings disappear, the mood stabilizes, brain fog goes away, you have that mental clarity, it all comes back. Energy becomes steady instead of just spiking like a little roller coaster. And you start to feel yourself again because a lot of times you walk around like you don't feel yourself. You're trying to reclaim it. And sometimes it's for the first time in years.
Wow.
Don't drink these drinks.
Break it down for us. The top 3 things people should remember.
Yeah. So number 1, your drinks can either fuel you or they're going to drain you. Number 2, the overload of all that, the chemical stimulants silently damage your metabolic and hormonal health. And the third thing is that rebuilding energy requires eliminating the saboteurs and just restoring your natural energy production with good fuel, good drink.
If you're ready to rebuild your energy from the inside out, join the Crush Fatigue in 5 Days Challenge. Without energy, these changes stay theory, but with it, you can transform your entire life.
And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode.
Until next time, be well.
All right, take care.